Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms. These are Charter Moms chats, and it's still enrollment season. And so we're featuring best schools in San Antonio on our website, sachartermoms.com, and we're having conversations with leaders from these schools. So today we're featuring Southwest Prep, and let me introduce our panel of Southwest Prep principals. So on the far side of the screen is Dana Fornabaio. And did I get that right?
Yes.
I did. Okay, Dana Fornabaio. This is my first time meeting her virtually. So Dana is the principal at Southwest Preparatory Schools, Seguin, right?
Yes.
So a little out of the way for me because I'm near downtown San Antonio. Okay, so in the middle of the screen is Ray Martinez. He's the principal at Southwest Preparatory Northeast, which is actually super close to me. It's just up Austin Highway. And then closest to me on the screen is Cheryl Wills-Pacheco, and she's the principal at Southwest Preparatory Northwest and Early College High School. So I'm really grateful to have y'all. I'm sure you're super busy, but thank you for joining me from the Meta studio, right? Beautiful studio you're at. Okay, well, let me ask y'all some questions about Southwest Prep, because some of our audience might not have heard about Southwest Prep yet, even though y'all have been around for decades now. Could one of you explain just like the mission and vision of Southwest Prep?
Absolutely. So the mission is to make sure that we're creating a very dynamic learning environment. Our ultimate goal is to make sure that our students are successfully ready for whether that's, going into the workforce or higher education. Our vision is basically, to mold our graduates to be self-reliant, employable, to be optimistic learners. And we do this by integrating our character education, as well as fostering citizenship and honing in those leadership skills.
That's great. And can you share a little bit about the origin story of Southwest Prep? Because it's been around for over 25 years, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Southwest Prep originated as an alternative to public education. It's offering flexible timeframes for students that, have that everyday hustle and bustle, and they weren't able to kind of, make the traditional times from a regular public school in order to be able to meet their needs for graduation purposes. So what happened is they created by using self-paced as well as excuse me,
like a different track to meet the needs of students that maybe not have been successful in the traditional school system. Actually, when I first started with Southwest Prep, they were making that transition from the alternative placement to a more traditional type setting. And it really just has grown. And now and it was actually more geared towards more like high school students. And since then, we now offer all the way from pre-K 3 up until 12th grade, right, Dana?
Yes, so, all the way up. Yes. And then even though we're not classified as an alternative school, we still remain an alternative to traditional public schools by making sure that we're instilling the character education. We're giving the students the individualized instruction in order to make sure that we're meeting the needs of each student.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Dana. Thanks for the context. Actually, Cheryl, I'll direct this question at you because it comes up a lot in the Charter Moms group, and I know sometimes you actually answer folks' questions. Oh, this is my chance to put it up on the screen. So, listeners, if you're not yet a member of the San Antonio Charter Moms discussion group on Facebook, I encourage you to join. We're over 12,000 members, and so there's lots of helpful people like Cheryl who can answer questions. A lot of families are looking for high quality pre-K, and at the Northwest campus, y'all actually start at pre-K 3. Is that correct?
That is correct. So all of our campuses offer pre-K 4 as an opportunity for littles to enroll, but Northwest campus is the only campus that actually offers pre-K 3. And so there's specific criteria that you must meet in order to qualify for free pre-K 3 or 4 program for a full day because we offer all day programs. I know there's several programs out there that are just half day, but we're the ones that are going to be there for you from beginning to end, which is very accommodating to the working class. But that criteria is families who are homeless, economically disadvantaged, students of military families, also for students who are second language learners. It gives them opportunity to get into that educational setting a little sooner so they can get some of those foundational skills. So they could go to our website and apply online. And then we will ask for them to bring certain information into to our campus, take a look, see if they qualify. And if they do, we get them right in there and get them going with that content and provide a full day of instruction. Now, if they don't qualify, they still have the opportunity to enroll with us as long as we have open spots. And actually that tuition is so low, especially compared to daycare. I mean, it's less than half the price of what you would have to pay for daycare. So it's a great opportunity for our students to enroll, and also a great opportunity for our parents too.
Yeah, I know it's a topic that gets a lot of interest in the discussion group. It's really hard to find affordable spots at high quality pre-K these days. So actually, we got a comment on YouTube. So I'm going to send this to Ray, but don't worry, I'm not ambushing you. This should be something. It should be an easy question for you. So, question on YouTube. Lisa is asking, how many 10th, 11th, and 12th graders do you have at Southwest Prep Northeast?
Yeah, so here at Northeast Campus, we have a fairly small enrollment in those grade levels. We're looking anywhere, I want to say roughly about 20 students between the 3 grade levels. So we're about 5 in 12th grade and then around 8 and 6 for the 10th and 11th grade.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, and which touches on something that I know about charter schools, but what our audience may not know is that charter schools tend to be a much smaller, more close-knit, kind of family-like environment compared to what you might find at a neighborhood public school. And I know, like for myself, like my family moved to Texas when I was in the middle of high school, and I had never seen anything as big as a big comprehensive public high school in Texas, and it was a culture shock for me. And so I'm happy that my kids get to go to a charter school where it's a lot smaller. They know all their classmates. Principal knows all the kids' names, and it just feels like everybody just has more of a sense of what's happening in the school community. It feels safer, and it feels more purposeful. So anyway, that's my perspective. Do you, Ray? Do you feel that way about your campus?
Yeah, definitely. We are a very close knit group. I think at all of our campuses. We know everybody as a principal. We get to see everybody from our pre-K babies all the way to our seniors that are about to graduate. And the great thing about it is we're very family oriented as well. So we have a lot of families and we get to have those discussions and see those individuals grow. And then we also have family members that bring their kids in that are older into the mix. And so we definitely have that sense of like ownership. Everybody takes ownership in every student learning needs, not just academic, but also that social emotional aspect as well.
Yeah. Well, so one of the things that I learned, like, as I was, updating the blog post and, learning more about the school, like, that you'll have a lot of programs in place to help develop the students' character and build their self-reliance. Can you all comment kind of on those programs and what that does for the students?
Certainly. So I always like to say that our character building and self-reliancy starts on day one when we get a student enrolled with us. Just from walking through the door, they're greeted by the principal, assistant principal, somewhere in the administration. And we do a lot of role model, like a lot of this is how you're supposed to act and portray yourself throughout the day. And so they get that all throughout the day through our program. Capturing Kids' Hearts is our social emotional learning curriculum that we do. And it really teaches students to really advocate for themselves in the classroom, really regulate behaviors as well amongst themselves. So it really takes ownership of their learning environment. And so that's building that character as well as that self-reliancy. Also, we take huge pride in our core values here in our campus and district. And that's just making sure our students understand what it takes to be successful. And we teach those. All of our campuses do a morning launch. We get everybody moving in the right direction. We have a lot of leadership opportunities for our students through student council, through ambassador programs on each campus that provides that opportunity for them to build their character and take ownership and leadership skills.
Yeah, those things are so important. I remember when I was doing school research like 10 years ago and trying to figure this out, like I tended to focus more on academics, and I didn't appreciate enough about school culture and how school leaders and teachers kind of model that for the students. It's really important for students to be receptive to learning. So okay, so the next question, actually, there's another comment that's like perfectly timed. It's like they're reading my mind. So there's a question about, do all 11th and 12th graders do dual credit? Do you offer honors or AP classes? So actually the next question that I was going to ask had to do with the early college high school. So I don't know, Cheryl, do you want to kind of talk about early college, and then maybe you could also kind of address Lisa's question about things like dual credit and AP?
Sure, absolutely. So the Northwest campus is a pre-K 3 through 12th grade campus, with pre-K through 9th grade actually being in one location, and our 10th through 12th grade campus is housed at Texas A&M University. We have a great partnership with Texas A&M University. We actually have a building there, and so our students receive their high school credits through our teachers, and then they go off and they get their college courses with the professors at Texas A&M. And so some of the benefits of being in this program is, well, first of all, it's free college. So free tuition, free books, and then also having the opportunity to have our teachers work with them one-to-one, kind of like a personal advisor, along with the university advisors as well, to help them through their college experience. The great thing is that when our students go off to take these college courses, actually a lot of times no one even knows that they're high school students, because they're performing just as well as the college students that are enrolled in those classes. And so unless they identify themselves as a high school student, then it's not known. So they really get the opportunity to have that college experience. They also get to get all the perks of what the Texas A&M University offers. So they get to use the gym and the recreation area. They get to use Starbucks. I mean, I'm so jealous of having a Starbucks daily. I mean, that's amazing. And so the other thing is, kids can graduate not only with just their high school degree, but they can leave us with an associate's degree as well. Or they can take their 60-hour credits and take that to any other university of their choosing. And they're already ready to go without being in debt as they start their university, career, their last 2 years. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Early college school it's a great head start. And I remember one day I was just walking. I was curious about the Texas A&M San Antonio campus, and sometimes I go places like early in the morning, is on the weekends when everything's quiet, and walking around. And then I was just walking around that campus, and I saw like the building with the Southwest Prep sign on it. I was like, that's where it is. I spotted it. I was so excited.
You found it. One of the things that I say, to most of the parents who are interested in enrolling with our campus is this really is such a huge benefit on the finance side. For someone like myself, my degrees, I will be paying student loans until I die. I would have loved to have had an opportunity like this, when I was in high school. So it really is something that I tell parents, take advantage. And I tell my kids all the time, take advantage of this program.
Yeah. Well, if I can, I'm going to switch back to Lisa's question. So she's asking more about things like dual credit, honors, and AP. But in some ways, it's like these are all things headed towards the same goal, right? Which is making sure the kids are getting rigorous curriculum, rigorous instruction while they're in high school, and helping them get a head start on college. But I guess maybe I wonder if her question is more directed at the Northeast campus. I don't know. Ray, can you comment on that?
Yeah. So currently right now, we don't offer AP or dual credit courses right now. We do find that our curriculum is rigorous enough that it holds up to those standards. But currently we're not offering those type of courses currently. Our Northeast campus is geared more to the, we like to say trade schools, or to that workforce right after they graduate through our META program.
Right. Okay. Actually, that's my next question. So y'all are actually in the studio that the META students get to use. So, but can y'all talk more about like what like the partnership that enables that, and like like what kind of activities the students get to do as far as like they're learning like multimedia skills?
Yeah, exactly. So our Meta program is located here at the Northeast Campus off of Austin Highway. It means Media Education Design Academy. We are in our second full year of our program. It is a program that is correlates with a traditional school year, same core classes. However, this program is geared to students that want to pursue an education in the media field, be it audio, visual, animation, graphic design, and even photography. Through these courses, they're more intense. They look at learning the software, the professional techniques that come with that, and they also get real-world experience. Right now, we are doing a number of programs. Bear Fest through Alma Arts Academy is a contest between high school students, and we participate in that, where we partner with a nonprofit, and they go film, create the script, create graphic design posters, all that with that, and they get that hands-on experience where the students are running that entire project. We also do our marketing material is through those students. They record us there at all those events. We also partnered last year with I want to say an editor to create a book process where we did some San Antonio key figures and interviewed them. And so we worked the audio visual with that. We've also worked with the mission. So these students go and get hands-on experience to learn these techniques and what it takes to be in that field, in the hopes that when they get to 10th and 11th grade, that they are getting their Adobe certifications, those level 1 certifications that are so valuable in that field after you graduate. That is the ultimate prize, is getting those certifications and being able to take that directly into the workforce. And one thing that we did some research on was that the film industry is really booming in this area outside of San Antonio, and there's a real chance for that to be kind of the driving force of this economy in the next 10 years. And so we came in on the ground level, and we're trying to raise those students that were able to jump in those jobs when they come calling and asking for the camera crew or the artists to work with them. And so that's what we do here at the Meta Academy.
Yeah, that's so cool. So shout out to Alma Arts Academy and Buddy Calvo. We've worked with him, and he and his team are really fantastic. And I think as a parent of teenagers, like, I know that it's really important that they feel like that there's a reason to stay in school, and that there's a goal of all the hard work that they're putting in for their classes and their extracurriculars, that it's going to open doors for them in the future. Because I think that there's just so many distractions these days, and the pandemic caused there's so much disconnection. So it's like, if we get kids reconnected with school and with learning and a sense of purpose, and then Ray, you talked about like being career focused. It's really important because a lot of we want kids to be prepared for college, but not all kids want to go to college right after high school. So we want them to have good options. So if they can get those Adobe certifications, if they can have a portfolio, they can show projects that they've worked on, then, here's this growing field, and they have these skills and they can hit the ground running. So that's really important.
Exactly. It's not just those skills. It's like we talk with our students all the time. It's those employability skills that they learn working with the partners outside, is skills they wouldn't get in a traditional school. Like, that's just through a book. They actually get out and they get to work with having a producer or having a CEO tell them this is their vision. Like, how do I run with that? So it's really a life skill that they're going to get as well.
Yeah, and it's supported by like the character education, like the capturing kids' hearts, right, and the morning lunch, and those things that regardless of what field the students go into, if they learn the benefits of like hard work and motivation, the more effort you put in, the better the result you get. That's going to open doors for them. So, well, I want to make sure that like all of y'all, including Dana, get a chance to tell stories about your campus. So, Dana, you haven't had a chance to speak for a little bit, but can you tell us more about the Seguin campus? And now, what do y'all go all the way up to 12th grade? I think I saw a news story about the building. Okay, how far do y'all go now?
No, yes. So this is the first year that we actually have our seniors. We were able to get a brand new building built in 3 months, which was by a miracle, before the school year started. So we were really happy and, proud of all the workers who put all that hard work in to get our kiddos the space that they needed. So this is our first year with high school seniors. We also just started with Alma Arts Academy with Buddy as well, to go ahead and start kind of trying to gear and get our kiddos on this kind of track. Not necessarily to Meta yet. We're not that high, but we got to start small somewhere. But other than that, the school is, it's a lot what Mr. Martinez said. Our main goal is making sure that we're fostering those relationships and we're building, really good rapport with our kids as well as our students. And we do that through capturing kids' hearts. And I feel that is probably the most important. Of course, being able to teach the content and all that other stuff is, extremely vital, but it's kind of difficult to do that when you don't have a student who has that feel of sense of safety or welcoming. And I feel as we enter every school year, starting off with our capturing kids' hearts, different strategies where we're greeting the kids at the door, we're making sure we're sharing good things, we're talking to each other. It becomes where we're all kind of like an open door policy. All of my students know that my door is always open. I literally have my high school students sitting in my office with me during lunchtime. During their lunchtime, they'd rather sit with me during lunchtime to help them with their Spanish work, even though I'm not good at that. But it's just making that culture where, we are tight knit and making them feel just so comfortable and secure where they're excited to go to school and providing those opportunities. And like Ray said, we do also start those off like every morning. We have huge assembly launches where we're dancing and we're singing. Before the school day starts, we're shouting out teachers and students' birthdays. And then we're also just kind of going over some important announcements for that day, as well as just for the week. But most importantly, we're going over every single day what our capturing kids' heart word for that month is, as well as our core value, what it means. We have our kiddos from our student council, they come up and they kind of write something. For example, this month it was on respect and kindness, and they kind of write something from their perspective, or they'll share something that they've seen on the campus that goes ahead and kind of just promotes that more. So it's really good. And we make sure that it's mostly led by our students. We want it to be their campus. So I think, for doing all of that, I believe it does really help with them being able to attain knowledge and find that goal that they want in order to be successful, because they know that we do care and that, we do want what's best for them, whether that's going to college or whether that's just going straight into the workforce or into the military. But they know that we're always there to back them up 100%, whatever route they choose.
Well, that's wonderful. That gives a great insight into the culture at the Seguin campus. So thank you, Dana. So I guess Ray, do you want to talk about, share some stories from the Northeast campus?
Yeah, all my stories revolve around students and their siblings. Really, it's one of the unique things. I've been on this campus for this, I believe it's year 6 now, and just finding out these families and watching them grow, and then hearing students come back to us and that graduated and the alumni, and they're at that age where they're here coming back to talk about their little brothers and sisters coming. It's that family feel. It's that what we like to call here is that, public education in a personal setting. And it's one of those things where you get to know everybody, and it's like, oh my goodness, like you're back, and they ask questions about the same teachers that were here. They still walk the same hallways. Those are the feel good stories, or the stories where, I always like to say, are the kids that come in that don't want to be at school anymore, that they came from a huge ISD and don't want to be there. They're just ready to graduate, don't want to get in the morning, and they walk in my door and I'm like, you're going to graduate in 4 years. We're going to get you, or 2, or whatever it is, to that moment that I hand them their diploma on graduation and I see that smile. That's like our culture. That's what we live for. And the kids hate it. They don't like that I'm like yelling at them and like, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to, blood, sweat, and tears here, but we're going to get through this because I care. And they really get that sense here at this campus that I care. And that when they graduate, I'm like, you're going to graduate. Let's change the mindset. And so that's like kind of the culture here it's that we're here with you. We're on the ground floor with you, and we're going to do everything possible to get you to your goals, whatever your goal is.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, Ray. Well, Cheryl, do you have stories to share from Northwest Campus? I mean, it covers such a wide range, right? Pre-K3 all the way to, kids ordering Starbucks at the college campus.
Yes, it definitely does. Absolutely. So I'm actually going to talk about the climate and culture of, I'm going to start with my staff. So I work extremely hard to build a positive climate culture amongst my staff and my teachers, because I thoroughly believe, or wholeheartedly believe, that the happier my staff is, happy teachers, happy students. And, that really trickles down, and it kind of just sets the climate for the entire school. And so I do a lot of things like teacher challenges, and you're well aware that we're obnoxious with all of our dress up days, and that I wholeheartedly believe in edutaining the kids. And so, taking as much content as possible and making it as fun as possible for the kids to learn. And that's because they're in such a fast-paced society today. And so really, in order to keep them engaged and interested in whatever it is that we're doing, the teachers have to have great, elaborate, hands-on type learning and projects that'll keep the kids interested. And so my way of keeping them engaged and excited is, and by breaking the monotony of the everyday learning, is by incorporating these fun activities and all of these dress-up days and these competitions. And so you asked for me to share a story, and I'm going to share one that is one of my favorite for this school year, and that is we have a partnership with HEB Foundation Camp. And so we have partnered with HEB Outdoor School. And so we took about almost 60 students to Lakey, Texas this year, and we stayed overnight for 3 days. And so they got to do something that doesn't happen in a traditional school day. We got to hike, they did crate stacking, they went fishing, they learned about stars, we did team building and learned about leadership skills. And there was just so much embedded in this particular trip that, the kids established friendships with kids that they wouldn't normally speak to. They really embraced our students that had special needs, which was extremely special to my heart, because they really just embraced those kids and ensured that they had the best trip ever. And so this is a trip the kids will be talking about for years. And so that is something that our campus does, is that we just try to break the monotony and do different things that you wouldn't necessarily see in a more traditional setting. And so I'm just really proud of my team and what they do and their love and passion for kids. It really shows through them and through the kids. And just like Mr. Martinez has mentioned, we have kids who have graduated and now have come back and have enrolled their own kids. And not only that, when our kids leave us and they've graduated, several of them come back to visit just to show us what they're doing today, like in their uniforms. We have some that are officers, went into the military or have gone down the college track, but they come back and visit, and then they get to be guest speakers for my current kids. And there's one of my favorite things, and I love to take pictures of that and also post those too. And you're well aware, you've seen my posts and you like them, and I appreciate that, so thank you.
I love Cheryl, you are a great follow on social media, because it comes through, like all the spirit, all the best days, and and you have your positivity posts. So yeah, you're one of my best follows on social media, but I really appreciate all you do. Yeah. But it really comes through. No, I mean, let me tell the audience, what she's talking about, it is the tip of the iceberg, because there is constantly stuff going on. And because like you said, morale is so important. And when the teachers they're the ones in contact with the students, with the children, and right. So if you're surrounding the teachers with love so that they can pour that love into the students, then that's going to create the best possible learning environment. I think that was one of the lessons of the pandemic, is that you can't take operations for granted. You can't take morale for granted, that you have to treat every member of the school community with love, and tell them that they're important, and that keep reminding them of that, because there's always going to be challenges every day. But if you keep recentering on the positivity, it helps. Yeah. Well, those are great stories. I want to make sure before we close out that we cover the nuts and bolts stuff about how folks can get a hold of Southwest Prep, how they can apply, about the open enrollment date and stuff like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put the URL up on the screen. So SWPREP, so sprep.org is the website. But what advice do you have for, hopefully families listening to this are like, hey, I think I need to take a closer look at Southwest Prep, but what should they do next?
Honestly, I think the most important thing is call our schools, stop by our schools in person and get that feel. I always tell parents when they call, to come drive by, come walk through the doors. We'd be happy to walk with you, get the feel of the campus, because we want to also make sure it's a fit for your student as well as the coming in, right? You want to make sure that everything fits that way. So I would say call our campus, stop by, talk to one of our fabulous registrars, and they have a lot of information to give you. I'm more than happy to give you a tour. All three of us like to give tours ourselves as well. We like to get out there. So it's not just going to be passing you down. Like we like to go and meet every student that walks through our door. But going to swprep.org and going through the enrollment process is the quickest way. But like I said, we would like to see you in person. We are all very passionate about what we do, and we want to see you and get that talk to that face to face.
Yeah. And then, so there's, so it hasn't opened yet, but for the 2024-25 school year, the open enrollment will be February 26th to March 2nd. And I guess if everyone's wondering what's up with open enrollment, right? Either, like Ray said, call, visit the website, contact the school, but, we answer questions about that in the Charter Moms discussion group. And then also, like Ray said, if you want to call each campus, you can find the phone numbers on the school website, but also in the enrollment guide blog post we just updated, and it's pinned at the top of the blog right now, because this is the day we're featuring Southwest Prep. We're really excited to be able to share about that. So, okay, any closing thoughts? Or I just love looking at the studio you guys are in. I see the suit of armor. It's the Knights, right? That's the mascot for the Northeast campus, right? Yeah. Wait, so Dana, what are at Seguin, what is y'all's mascot?
We're the Eagles. We're great.
The Eagles. Okay. And then Cheryl, what's the mascot for Northwest?
We're the Royals, and then ECHS are the Jaguars. So YouTube. With the university is the Jaguars. So.
Got it. Okay, and then I know that. And then Southeast Campus, what's their mascot?
The Warriors.
The Warriors. Got it. Okay. Well, that is a great set of mascots. So, well, great. Okay. Well, it's been wonderful talking with you all. I appreciate getting all the updates about what's happening at Southwest Prep, and I hope families are inspired by this and they'll come and take a visit, just like Ray said.
And Inga, thank you so much for allowing the opportunity for us to speak with you today. It is an honor to be on here today.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate y'all coming to School Discovery Days and meeting families, and and just what you guys do every day for your students. It's really important work.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, take care. Have a good evening.
Thank you.